I just actually ended the video, but I was guided to come back and do a little bit of a voice recording attached to it, which I'm not sure that I've done that before, but it's actually 333 on the clock. And I ended at 332. So you could be seeing the number 333. I just heard the phrase cosmic intelligence. So some of you could be really tapping into the cosmos, into deeper depths of celestial influences. And I was just shown something, and now it kind of went away. So I want to see if it comes back because I could feel it so deeply. I'm hearing the word fleeting. Sunburn. There could be something about sunburn. Also, yesterday I saw a dragonfly. This might actually wind up being part 3. So I might do part 1, part 2, part 3. I just saw a white orb come in. And yeah, yesterday I saw a dragonfly like hovering over where I was. And it was pretty big. And whenever I see dragonflies, for me, that's like wrapping up a ancestral pattern or a karmic cycle. So you could have just experienced that, or you're about to. I was also seeing 999 like repeatedly. Yesterday I saw it so many times. So this feels really connected also to like the house of finances, career, things of that nature, because for a while now I've been talking about this dream that I had that was so intense and it felt collective that it continues to come through transmissions off and on. And I think I had this dream maybe in like 2024 about so you may have heard it before if you listen to other transmissions, where I was on a Ferris wheel. So collectively it was like, the Ferris wheel, the wheel of fortune, the cycles of life. And then when I stepped off, it was like literally overnight I was getting interviewed by the paparazzi. It was nighttime in the stream, and it was like an old school paparazzi, like the people back in the day who would like use those like big cameras that made a big flash and have like pen and paper or pencil and paper, and they talk like a 1920s like like real fast. And I was like, what is going on? Like I was just on the Ferris wheel, and then all of a sudden like it was like, oh, you're about to be proposed to, and like you're famous overnight, and you just made a bunch of money. Like everything like happened at once. So again, of course we can take this symbolically, but there's also something about like a lot of areas of life like sort of taking off at one time, especially for those of us who feel like we've been in a little bit of a hermit phase, or a lot of a hermit phase. And yeah, this is never meant to be like false hope or getting anyone's hopes up, but this is like, you'll know this is like for you, if you really feel this and this is something that you've been identifying with. And again, it's not about like waiting for a moment. It's just like you continue to show up with consistency, whatever it is that you're doing, and eventually it's like things start to click. So there's always opportunities for us to like redirect or pivot if something doesn't feel like it's working. So yeah, that's just really coming through strongly. But I wanted to say, and again, being proposed to, that was just part of the dream of symbology. Like if you don't want to get married, that's okay. It's not necessarily, it's like a lot of this we can like look deeper at like what is, for some of us it's symbolic and like literal, but it's also like just deeper commitment with whatever it is that you desire, When I was talking about the dragonfly, also I've been seeing, yesterday I got something at a market, and I thought sometimes like at these markets, the prices seem to be a little bit like not as solid. Like in the States, I'm not in the States right now. So in the States, like if something says it's a price, it's a price. Here, things are a little bit different. Anyway, so it was a little bit more than I expected, but the number turned out to be an apartment number of someone that I'm connected to. And I kept seeing references to a specific person. So you could be having experiences like that with someone that you feel connected to, or an experience that you feel connected to, like you're seeing like a lot of signs and synchronicities around that. I was just shown a plumeria. They smell so good, plumerias. Oh, okay. Also, the word gamble kept coming up so strongly for like days, just references to gambling, gamble, like I just kept seeing that. So I also had a dream of a pile of checks. I don't remember the whole dream, but I was somewhere, I think I was in South Florida, and I was doing something that I didn't want to be doing. And all of a sudden it was like, there was literally a pile of checks with my name on it. And in the dream I had like almost $0. And I was like, what is that? Like, where did that all come from? And all of a sudden it was just literally a stack of checks. So there's something about that as well. And interestingly, I had a dream about a stack of cash that I talked about in a different transmission maybe like a month ago, a few weeks ago. So yeah, you could be like having experiences or dreams, signs, symbolism around like stacks of money, checks, something connected. Again, the word gamble. That feels very like multifaceted. I know that like some of you could have grown up with a parent with like a gambling addiction. Maybe you know someone with a gambling addiction, but there's something about experiencing the shadow side of like gambling, for example. But then also there's like now the wheel is turning and there may be like a positive experience with gambling. Like maybe someone that you're connected to is about to like, take a gamble. And as soon as I said that, a bird flew over my head. Take a gamble and like put themselves out there. Or maybe it's you who's taking a gamble, whether it's like literally you feel like you went somewhere and gambled. I'm not encouraging anyone to gamble. This is just the energy coming through. Yeah, there's just something about gambling, or gambling on like your future, or trusting yourself, So also, I lost my scarf. I don't remember if I talked about this in a transmission or not, but I've had the same scarf for like years now. It's my only scarf, and I really love that scarf. It was two-toned. It was like beige and like mauve. Not mauve, but like a dusty pink, like a rose dusty pink kind of vibe. Anyway, that scarf has gone with me like everywhere, I use it on planes when I'm cold, and whatever. The point of this is, when I was out the other day, the scarf was gone. I lost the scarf, and I just kind of like took a breath and said, okay, I trust that when something leaves, it's making space for something else. So yeah, it definitely feels like, and this has been coming up in the energy a lot the last few weeks, like things being lost, things being found, old things being found, new things being found. There's something about like lost and found. Like trusting like what's meant to come back will, and what isn't will not. There's something really, really strong about that. And I was talking about this white bralette that I got, and the color white has been coming through really strongly through all three of these transmissions. I had this white bralette, and I think I talked about this, but it's coming through again. And I put it on, I was washing it, and I hung it out to dry. There's no dryer here, so we hang everything. And it like flew away. And I looked all over the property, and I could not find it anywhere. And I was like, okay, it's brand new. And I like just was able to get it. I found it on like a super sale, and I was really excited about it. And I was like, you know what? I didn't find it. I said, if it's meant to come back, it will. And then like 2 or 3 days later, the host of the Airbnb was like, I found this hanging in the trees. Is this yours? Anyway, so I use some other examples too about finding lost things or losing things, but these are just a few coming in. So right after I lost the scarf, I was listening to a different reader on YouTube, and she said, oh, Rebecca Bloom, which is The Girl in the Green Scarf. It's a book and a movie. I don't know why that movie was coming through. It's so funny because I was like, oh, well, I just lost my scarf, even though it wasn't green. But anyway, so yeah, there's something about that movie or that book that could be like, that has a message for some of you. The Girl in the Green Scarf. And it's funny because she's like in a lot of debt, actually. And she sort of goes through a lot of experiences and gets on a unique path, if you will, to like not only pay off her debts, but like kind of start over. So there could be messages in there, like I said, or themes. I keep noticing zeros on the timer. Like I saw 10:00, 3:00, 7:00. So yeah, a Fool, 0, new beginnings, 0 point, creation energy, womb. The womb is coming through. Also kept seeing references yesterday, like multiple times, about being on the right path. Especially, and I was talking about this in the first transmission, like seeing 1s and 7s, 717, 177. So yeah, if you feel like maybe you just needed to hear that, or maybe you were asking, you know, am I headed in the right direction? Am I on the right path? You know, something of that nature. There was also a green flag coming through in the first transmission, or like a green net, the idea of like being green lit or green light. Okay, now there was a song that came through so strongly the other day, and I don't know why I didn't record. It wasn't coming up in the other transmissions that I've recorded. It's been on my list though, and there was a synchronicity around the song. Not only was the song coming through, but excuse me, I like was listening to something on YouTube, and like a specific phrase came through, and then something about the song came through. So there was something like, there were just like multiple things coming through around the song Lost Without You from Robin Thicke, and just that phrase in general, like feeling lost without you, this idea. And then that song came on. Yeah, it was just like so many references to that phrase, and then that song was showing up really synchronistically. So Lost Without You can yeah, so there could be messages in that song for some of you, or again just that phrase that's coming through. It also feels like there's some sort of like healthy detachment, or balancing attachment and detachment in some way, that maybe, oh my gosh, that maybe is bringing in something for you, because I'm now seeing the speech from, not Anchorman, I don't know what, Anchorman, not Anchorman, I don't know why Anchorman's coming through, but I'm seeing Wedding Crashers for some reason, and the speech when Rachel McAdams is like about to make a speech, and she reads it to, I was confused, Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. I think it's Owen Wilson. And she reads it to him, and he's like, oh my God, that speech is terrible. And he talks about like finding a counterpoint, recognizing one soul in another, something like that. I don't know why I'm seeing that. And then she's talking, Rachel McAdams is like talking about her sister being like greedy, the color green, obsessed with money. Yeah, I don't know, like gambling, greed. You could have just broken like an ancestral pattern around like greed, or something of that nature. Yeah, do you hear that engine in the background? That's very specific, so that will not be with everyone, but it could be something similar to that. And because of this, now there's this, it's like whatever's been energetically preserved for you is like starting to come in. And again, it feels like multiple areas of life for sure. Ooh. 3:47 on the clock, and I was talking about the number 47. So yeah, you could be seeing 47. Feel free to look up that number and share it. I just got the sensation like I had to pee, but then it like went away. So like the bladder could be highlighted. I'm seeing cranberries. There could be like something about like a pet and their bladder. I don't know. There's something about the bladder or like the urinary tract. I don't have internet here, but looking up the emotional layer or symbology of the bladder, there could be messages there as well. I just saw like the water crash against the rocks. I don't know why I just heard splish splash. I was taking a bath. Does anyone remember that? Where is that from? Like Sesame Street maybe? I don't know why I just heard that. And then the phrase, I'm coming clean. I don't know, I just heard that, I'm coming clean. Whew. Casey and JoJo, for some reason, just popped in my head when I paused. That song has been coming in my head off and on for months, and it's so weird because I like never hear that song. But All My Life from Casey and JoJo, that's coming through. Any of the initials in Casey and JoJo could also be relevant. I also just heard yo-yo, or saw a yo-yo. You could know someone who says yo, like yo, what's up? Yo, what are you doing? Yo, I don't know, I'm hearing yo. But a yo-yo. I'm seeing someone do like tricks with a yo-yo, so someone could like be trying to like show off or something, or like, yeah. I doubt it's with a yo-yo. That could be very specific for someone, but there's something, about like, I don't know, I'm seeing, wasn't there a trick called like walking the dog? I don't know why I'm seeing that. They're such random things, seemingly random. Yeah, I think this is all, but let me just tune in a little bit more deeply and see. 15:51 on the timer. 1s and 5s. 111 has been so strong lately. 00 on the timer again. Yeah, 603, that number's been coming through. And it was 3:51 on the clock. So I saw 15:51 on the timer and 3:51 on the clock. So, whew. I don't know why, I just saw like a bone, like a meat bone. You know, like ribs or something. When people eat ribs, like they leave the bone. I don't know, I just saw that's very specific, but and it's heard finger looking good. I would never say that, but yeah. This is like super, super specific, but maybe like there's a dynamic where like one person doesn't eat meat and someone else does eat meat. I don't know why that's coming through, but because I'm seeing like one person with like sauce, like almost like barbecue sauce, like all over their face, and like eating, chowing down on meat, and then like the other person's eating like, I don't know, seitan or something, or tofu. This could also be like parts of you, like maybe there's like part of you sometimes that just like cannot fathom eating meat, and then other times you're like, oh my god, I need meat like right now. So there could be something like that going on. 17, yeah, I've been seeing that a lot as well. The constellation of the Seven Sisters could be coming through. I've been seeing a lot of references to that as well. Maybe one of these days, I keep talking about doing what I'm calling pink water, a pink water live transmission. So I keep being reminded of that, but every time I go to tap in to do it, it just has not felt like the right time. But I'm getting there. Some of you also could be feeling like you're going through a light body activation. That's like a very simple way to say it, but yeah, I'll probably be going deeper into that on Patreon. So whether it's the next octave or like your first conscious experience, it will be, perhaps a little bit different for each person, but that has strongly been coming through. And the other night I was falling asleep, like in the hypnagogic phase, as I was like coming in and out of sleep, and I opened my eyes and I saw like to my right there was like this pink squid octopus type of thing. It almost looked like a cartoon, or like the bath toys. It's funny because I heard that squeaking. It was either this transmission or the part 2 of this transmission. Yeah, it almost looked like a cartoonish pink like squid octopus hybrid, and it was just like hovering, and as like I was coming out of the hypnagogic, it like morphed into a violet orb. And then when I went to go to sleep again, I saw the violet orb, and I was like, I know who you are, like I already saw you, you can show yourself. Anyway, so there's something significant about that, and you could be connecting with beings through like clairvoyance or through your vision in some way, your inner vision. Maybe some of you just feel it and you don't necessarily see it. Maybe you see it and you feel it, but I still am not 100% sure why this particular being showed itself, because I see orbs constantly in different types of beings, but this one like was so clear. So more to be revealed on that, but feel free to look up any symbology around I don't know why it was like a squid and an octopus, so something about like hybrid, I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. But feel free to look up either of those animal totems or both of them. But yeah, there's a lot about like a bath, like splish splash. I was taking a bath, like bath toys. For some reason that's really coming through. Yeah, and coming clean. I keep hearing that as well. Okay, I think that is all for this one. Thank you. I just looked at the timer, and I paused for a moment, and it was 111 on the timer, and there was also like 2010, 2011, and 2006. So there could be something about those numbers, but yeah, in one of I think it was part 1, like nostalgia energy was coming through. So there could be something about like through the years, like maybe there's memories coming through or different time periods, but that seems to be really highlighted. And my right temple just felt like it was tightening a little bit. So there could be something about like working with energetic gateways or spiritual gateways. The temples often represent a gateway, but especially on the right side, again, headaches. There's something about like opening up your sinuses, like opening up your temples, maybe like self-massage, like that's really coming through strongly. Okay. Officially, that is all. 111 again on the timer. Woo! Oh, actually, I just saw another black and white dog. And greasy hair could be significant, or just like feeling like, there's a lot about a bath, right? Like feeling like you couldn't get clean, or maybe you're just like purging something out. Like oily hair, oily skin. There's something about that, and or like extreme dryness. Yeah, it does feel like there's a balancing of this, and I just wanted to pop on again because it was coming through so strongly. 33 on the timer. Okay, thank you.